Hello, everybody. Today we are going to get a loved one message. So I just want you to go ahead and connect to your loved one. This is collective, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. As always, if you want to book a personal with me to get a deeper connection with your loved one, my link to my Etsy will be in my description box. I want you to pause this video and have a conversation with your loved one, whether this be, you just want to have a communication, you want to know that they're still here, or this is where you're asking them for advice, you just need to hear their voice, you need to know that they're still around you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these cards, and then we'll get into a message of what they have to say. I was shuffling these cards before I was even pulling them, and this animal card keeps popping out. Okay, so so we have animals. It is not your fault. I am not gone. I don't like to say dead, so I say I'm not gone. I will always point you in the right direction. I have no more earthly worries. Okay, so the messages that I'm already getting here, if you have an animal who is passed on, or you have somebody who's passed on and the animals could have passed before, I'm not sure which way this goes, but there's something about animals. Okay, this person who is passed on, or if this is an animal that you were talking to, okay, because I keep feeling animal energy, your animal is now with your loved one, and either one of them have helped transition themselves over. Okay, so if this was a person who has transitioned, or an animal who has transitioned, or maybe you had a person who was already transitioned and then way later this animal had transitioned or something, I want you to know that they are together, and there was help in that transition on both ends. I want you to stop holding on to this guilt that you have. This is collective, so whatever this guilt is, it's time for you to let it go, okay? There's nothing more that you could have changed. There's nothing more you could have done. This person that you're connecting to, I feel like you want them to know how much you love them and how much they meant to you, but I feel like you never got to say it, or there was something that you never got to say and you're holding it against yourself, or you take accountability in whatever has happened. I feel like you're wondering, if I were to do this, would this have changed anything? Would I have done that? It's not your fault, and you need to quit thinking like that, because there's nothing that you could have done to have made this different. It's not your fault, and it's time to let go of that guilt. They are not gone. They are still standing by your side, and I think that this is easier to say than it is to hear, but they are always stronger on the other side, right? We become way more powerful and return into that spot of being pure, and we have all of our powers back. And I think for you, it's you need to believe that they're trying to point you in the right direction. I feel like right now you're trying to go both two different ways, or you're which direction do I go? Or maybe I feel like you could be called towards a certain something. Your heart just gets really happy when you think of something, or you're really hoping for something to happen at some point, okay? This loved one is helping you, and it's time for you to connect with them. Whatever has happened prior or whatever, I want you to know that it's okay. They have no earthly worries. Whatever it is that you are worrying about, they don't even consider it. It's not really on their mind at all. It's not even on their mind. And what we worry about is nothing compared to what they think about. They are now in non-physical, and it's they are here to just help you and be a guide. And at this point, you're worrying about the wrong things. They're no, let's get on track, let's go in the right direction, let's move forward. And right now you're feeling very stuck, or very distracted. You don't know which direction to go or what is calling you. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. Okay, so we have two hiding. Okay, so talk less, feel more, detoxify, and be real. Is there another one back there? There is. Okay, what is that one? Reveal what needs to be seen, and be real. Oh, wow. Okay. It's time for you to go in this direction that you're asking for, or there's a direction that you want to be. There's somewhere that you want to go, and it's time for you to go that way. It's time for you to go that direction, okay? It's time for you to be real with yourself, and your loved one really wants to talk about that. Like, it's time for you to feel your feelings. There's toxic energy around you, okay? So there is a lot of negativity or a lot of worry about something, and it's time to let that go. I want you to get really in tune with your feelings, because I think there's something or some guidance that you're asking for, and it's like, where does your heart really want to go? Is your heart in this direction that you're trying to go? Or are you just trying to do this because of the situation that you're in? I want you to really go into your emotional field, because there's something that it's like time to let go of. It's toxic to you. And until we drop off, like, I think I told this to somebody in my reading the other day. I had seen a video, and it said some people, I like to call people like your rockets, because when you're in one of those, the rocket ships, the rockets drop off once you meet a certain altitude, because they're no longer needed. So not that, like, whatever the situation is that you don't want to let go of, I feel like it could be like just no longer serving you, and it's like, it's time for that to drop off, and you need to be real with yourself. It's time for you to really get in tune with your feelings and understand that it's okay to drop things that are no longer needed. And I think for you, that's either a person or a situation. It could be like your own way of thinking, but it's time to let some things go. All right, yeah. So we have the 10 of Swords, which is endings. Yeah, it's time to let something go. There's something that you're letting go of or changing. Okay, so then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. The only thing that's holding you back from this, and I'm just going to move the camera just a little bit. Okay. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself, okay? You are scared to end this because you don't know the success here, and it's time for you to make the decision to be real with yourself, okay? It's time for you to believe that this is going to happen, or understand that it's possible, but it's not possible unless you decide to go for it and give it a whirl, right? And that's right there, okay? You have a lot of Swords energy. It's time for you to bring some balance in, because you have the Knight of Swords, and now you have the Justice. Okay, yep. And then we have the 8 of Cups. It's time for you to go with what is calling to you, okay? I want you to let go of all of this, like, worry. Your loved one is really trying to help you go towards something new. I just want to pull through more cards. I have some other messages from them. Okay, here's that toxicity, because we have the Devil coming out. Oh my gosh. And then we have the Knight of Swords coming out again. And then we have the Page of Swords. Okay. For you, it is time to let go of this toxic. There is something that is really toxic around you, and it's time to let it go. It's time for this change to happen. It's time for you to walk away from whatever this is. There is a lot of toxicity that just holds you back, and it's time for this to happen, but it's not going to happen until you let go of this. You need to be real with yourself. There's just like a lot about being real with yourself, or trusting that this is going to happen, believing that it could happen. But you need to be real with yourself, and it's your decision to go forward with this. And your loved one, so I think that you communicate with them often, because I feel like you've already been talking to them about this and asking for this thing to happen and asking for this to move forward. And you've been feeling a certain direction, or you've been feeling something. But I feel for you, because what they're saying to me is what you're doing is like, you don't want to leave the situation that you're in, even if it is toxic, or even if it is uncomfortable, whatever it is. It's like you're kind of scared to walk away from this, and I don't know why that is, or what it is, because I mean, and when we're so used to something, right, we don't see it as being negative or no longer serving us until we step away, and you don't realize that you could have grown, but you can't grow without leaving this. And so whatever this is, it's like your loved one is trying to help you, is trying to put things in your path, or make you aware of certain things in order to move forward. And I feel like sometimes what they're showing me is like, if they were here and they could physically tell you this. Sorry, I don't know what my dog did. It just scared me. If they could physically tell you this, then you would listen. But it's like, because they are not like physically here and present in front of your face, it's like you're not listening to them. And I think you hear them, or you hear that they would be like upset with you, and it's not even that they're upset, but they're like, move forward. And I don't know if this is like where you're scared to take, this could be like toxicity in your head, where it's like you are disbelieving in yourself, you're not allowing yourself to grow, you're being this like kind of, because this could be like depression or a lot of anxiety, where it's like you're not allowing yourself to grow. It's time to let the rockets drop. Okay, you've met that certain altitude, and it's time for you to move forward. And two, I don't know if this is like an idea. Sorry, this is just messages I'm getting from them. But I don't know if you're coming up with like an idea of some kind, where it's like you're not fully aware of the idea just yet, but it's like you're gonna come up with this idea in order to leave, but your soul is calling you towards something else. And I just feel like there's things that are like kind of shown to you, or brought up to you, or presented to you, but for whatever reason you're too scared to leave it, because I feel like you don't understand the like happiness here, or it's like work to get here, and you're like, I don't really know if I could do the work. I want you to go inside and just let your emotions flow through you. Really come attuned with what your heart wants, because your heart is like trying to get you to move forward. It's trying to get you to walk away from something. There's a lot of success, but it's the decision to go towards this success that's yours. And it's like, are you going to be willing to let the rockets drop, or are you going to continue to fight for the situation that you're currently in that isn't serving you? It's not getting you anywhere. I hope that everybody enjoys their message, and I'm sending everybody lots of love and light.